Good job. Piper, come sit on your bottom. Come sit right here, Piper girl. The first thing we teach the children is how to enter the pool safely. We want them to sit down on the step, turn over to their tummy, and climb into the pool backwards. Then we begin class with the Happy Happy Swim Day song. This gives the children time to get in the water and get ready for class to start. Happy swim day, children dear. Happy days will come to you all year. If I had a wish, my wish would be a happy, happy swim day to you from me. Say me. Body position is very important in learning how to swim. We use glides to help teach this skill. The children should have decent breath control by this level. We still use the cue 1, 2, 3 bubbles. 1, 2, 3 bubbles. Before they go underwater. Glides also give the children the chance to leave the step by themselves by pushing off to the teacher. As you help them back to the step, correct their body position by fully extending their arms and placing one hand under their thighs. Make sure they reach up and grab the sides before standing up on the step. As their breath control improves, you can use the cue arms out, eyes in, push to have them leave the step with good body position. Arms out, eyes in, push. Good, lay real still. Fabulous. The glide from the step to the teacher will not be perfect, but should be independent. Remind them not to kick, as we want them still and flat during this skill. You can place one hand over the top of their legs to help keep them from kicking. The next activity is kicking on the barbells. In Goldfish, we kick the width of the pool. We want the children to have their feet behind them with their toes near the surface of the water. We want small splashes with legs straight and close together. The most common error is a bicycle kick underwater. You may need to walk beside the student with your arm under their thighs to push their legs up to the surface of the water. The goal is for children to be able to kick independently and move themselves across the pool. This activity begins with the singing of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Elena. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. The children stand on the step and practice moving their arms in a circular, reaching motion. Children at this level will probably not be able to mimic this motion fully. Notice the over-exaggerated movement by the teacher to show proper freestyle arms. The students will get another opportunity to push off the steps independently. Encourage them to use their arms by saying it, but do not help them with their arms from the step to you. If the student is ready with good body position and good kicks, the teacher may help the student with their arms on the way back to the step. Make sure that any time you are helping the student, the skills you are assisting them with are perfect. If moving a child's arms for them causes them to pick their head up, then don't do them. Teaching a child to float on their back is one of the most important skills in this level. We teach the children to float on their back for 2 reasons. One is for water safety. They are taught to roll over on their back and float if they were to ever fall into the water. What do you do when you need to take a breath?
Float on my back.
Good. What do you do when you need to take a breath?
Float on my back.
Y'all are so smart. The second reason we teach children under the age of 5 to float is as a breathing technique for learning freestyle. The teacher has the child swim off the step to them. See how the teacher helps the child roll over to their back? Good girl. Let's sing a song. Let's sing ABCs and then we'll go back. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. A majority of children will cry due to anxiousness or discomfort. Use gentle words or songs to help calm or comfort them. In a minute. Nice, Piper girl. The child needs to have their hands on their head, chin up, and toes on top of the water. The teacher sings a song to the child while they practice floating. Notice how the teacher is trying to get the child to float independently. Children are encouraged to have their hands behind their head and lie perfectly still. See how her hands move away from her head and she starts to kick? The object of this skill is to be able to breathe above the water. Kick. Real still, good girl. Out came the sun and dried up all. If they are able to keep their mouth and nose above the water while moving, this is okay. Not every child will float the exact same way. You as the teacher must decide what will be best for the child. Wait, not yet. Hold your head.
I said that.
Good girl. Elbows down. Wait for the bump. Elena Lou, watch out. Here comes Piper. Alright, wait for the bump and then grab the bricks. The teacher then floats the child back to the wall and has them roll over to grab the bricks. Fabulous. High five. Good job. Okay, my Grace. Arms out. Eyes in. Big arms. Go. Good girl. Take a breath. Good girl. Lay real still. Give the child the chance to recover by themselves. Allowing them to struggle a little is okay. Make sure you don't let them ingest water or panic. Your legs will float. Can you put your hands behind your head for me? Good girl. After helping them back into position, give them a chance to try again. Down. Look up at me. Let me see. Good girl. All right, I'm going to count to 5 and then we'll go back to the bricks. Lay real still. Counting to 5 is another option instead of singing. This lets them have a definite start and stop time so they know exactly how long you expect them to float. Another option for completing this skill is to let them turn over and swim back to the bricks. Make sure they still reach up and grab the wall. The children must be able to float independently and roll over by themselves to master the goldfish level. In this activity, the child is learning how to put all the skills together and swim across the width of the pool. The teacher wants the child to come off the step with their arms in front and their legs behind them. Sometimes children will be reluctant to attempt this skill. You may have to encourage the students to come off the step. One way to help them get their legs up to the top of the water when they are coming off the step is to put your foot under their stomach and help them off. Kick, 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 kick. Turn over. Nice. There you go. Good girl. Lay real still. Make sure you help them turn over to their back and support them while they float. The teacher stays in front of the swimmer while teaching so that they can still watch the step with the other children on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good girl. The teacher has the child float for at least 4 seconds and then uses the 1, 2, 3 bubbles cue for them to roll over to swim on their stomachs for 4 seconds. Watch as the teacher assists the child with keeping their face in the water. You want to have one hand on their head and one hand on their chest to get them in good body position. This is called a sandwich hold. If you are having trouble holding the child securely, you can walk beside them. Make sure you still have your hands supporting their head and chest. If you tell them you are going to hold them, make sure you keep your word. I'm going to hold you. I'm not going to let go. I'm not going to let go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, bubbles. Kick, 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 kick. Good girl, right there. And then lay still. Cannot get you to do it. Hey, listen. When you're swimming on your tummy, relax and turn over so you can take a breath. And then we'll get to the step. Okay, let's try again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, bubbles. Kick, 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 kick. And turn over. And then lay still. Lay still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now stand up. Good girl. Encourage the swimmer to use their arms verbally, but do not practice their arms with them until the child can roll over with good body position. If the child can float independently, try to get them to roll over by themselves. Count to 5 before having them try to turn from their back to their front. Proper body position is needed in this level to help the children know how to swim freestyle correctly. Use your hands to help guide them into good position with their kicks on top of the water and their eyes looking down at the bottom. The child should be kicking on top of the water while they're swimming. If a child is almost floating independently and just needs a tiny bit of support, a starfish may be used. Also, if a student tries to hold onto your fingers, a starfish is a good tool to use to allow them to hold something other than your fingers. While doing the swim across part of class, you can work on different skills with each student. This portion of class gives you the chance to work with the child where they are in their swimming level. You may need to have them float all the way across. You may need to work on rolling over from front to back. Or they may have mastered floating and now need practice turning from their back onto their front to continue their arms and kicking. Eyes in, big circles. Good. Turn over, turn over, turn over. Good, Asher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go that way. Kick, 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 kick. Good. Take a breath. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And big arms. Kick, 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 kick. Good, Asher. Take a breath. Fabulous. Good job. In this level, the child needs to be able to swim across the pool independently. The child is able to roll over and take a breath and then roll over to swim. While the child is swimming, notice how he maintains good body position. He keeps his eyes in the water while swimming with his kicks on top of the water and uses his arms to move himself across the pool. Once a child can put these skills together, they are ready to swim across independently and promote to the next level. Practicing elevators gives the students the chance to recognize their natural buoyancy and work on breath control. You can face the child towards you or away from you. Help submerge them to the bottom of the pool feet first. The goal is for children to float up slowly to the top. We want them to hold their breath long enough to get to the top comfortably without panicking. The next activity is practicing for their float test. Ask them, what would you do if you fell in the water? They should be taught to answer, float on my back. Then you will hold the child facing away from you and drop them into the pool. This is to simulate a fall into the water. Help them get to their back to float as necessary. At first, a student will need verbal and physical assistance. The goal is for the child to float independently for 5 minutes or get to the side. When we perform the actual float test, the children will be fully clothed with shoes on. The same skill is performed without verbal or physical assistance. After they have successfully completed the float test during 3 separate classes, they will receive a t-shirt and a bell. These activities will be the final ones for the class. The area of the pool used for these vary by pool. You will be shown specifically where for your location during your in the water training. Monkey walk teaches children to support their own body weight when there is not a ledge to stand on. If a child falls off the wall, gently assist them back to the wall and have them reach up and grab the bricks. It also teaches them how to move down the wall to get to a step if they fall into the water. Show the children a sliding motion. Do not use a hand-over-hand method. The final activity is rings. Take each child one at a time to get the rings from the bottom of the pool. Always have the child come up and float on their back. Bring your tummy up. Bring your tummy up. Good girl. And lay still. Rings allow the children to practice their buoyancy, breath control, and back floating. Have the child float back to the step and grab the bricks. Grab the bricks. Good girl. I tried my best in swimming fast and that is what you see. I say to myself, remember that swimming begins with me.